It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
All right, all right, all right. Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to you. Let's do a quick mic check to make sure I am coming through loud and clear. And you said, where can I add my coffee for this morning's club edition? Listen, you can take a sip now if you would like, because I know I am. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pin my favorite coffee to the top of the chat for those of you that are looking for a really good coffee. I pinned it last week and man, y'all were in my inbox saying that coffee had you in a chokehold. It's a little pricey, right? It's old school coffee. It's Cafe Du Monde. Let me go ahead and pin it for you. I'm gonna pin a cookie jar too, because I think every girl, single, married, whatever you are, in your kitchen, you need a cute cookie jar. So I'm gonna put a really nice one from Wayfair, and then I'm gonna get you. Well, actually, I'm gonna put two of them from Wayfair. Okay, we gonna do. We got cookie jar, and we have the coffee thing, because you need some cute little cookies, some biscoffs. Look, y'all, it's not soft girl era, but we need these houses and these apartments and townhouses to be cute. Okay. So I've just pinned my favorite coffee is Cafe Du Monde. Oh my God, I just love it so much. I do. I don't know how to pin it, but if you see it, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. I just pinned it for you. And then you can see the cookie jars because I have a cute little coffee set up, but that's what I'm on today. Hopefully you can catch up because honey, we are talking all things the Stefon Diggs trial. And when I say this is a mess, mm-mm-mm, this is a mess. And for me, this is scary in more ways than one on both sides. And I'm not even talking about what he's being accused of right now because he's actually being sued by his former chef. And I don't even know if I wanna call the woman a chef. I don't, because I think you've crossed the line of professionalism when you start sleeping with people, and I don't know what this situation was, but, yeah, all parties. Hold on, all parties involved, give me 1 second, are doing the most. I do not understand the amount of women, and I think I do, but at this point, I feel like if you are a woman and you're going to intentionally, actively engage sexually with Stefon Diggs, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. I'm not even talking about dealing with the other personalities of the baby mamas. You're asking for trouble. The amount of sex that he has, the amount of women that he engages with is dangerous. And it's only a matter of time before somebody catches something, if you haven't already. During that trial, it seems like this man is sleeping with everybody he comes into contact with. The braider, allegedly, the chef, any and everybody around him. So there's been a lot of talk about Stefon Diggs and his legal situation involving very serious allegations. She's accusing him of strangling, attempting to strangle her, to choke her out. Now, like I said, he has not been found guilty of this. The trial is active right now, but I just want to talk about some of the details that have come out in the trial. I just want to break it down from a legal perspective. I want to break it down from a moral perspective. I want to break it down from a psychological perspective. And I'm going to say this. I know we like Cardi B, and a lot of us are saying Cardi deserves better. Does she? Does she? Because to me, right now, the only differentiator between Cardi B and the women around him is Cardi B goes to work and makes a little bit more money than the rest of them. There is no way a woman with good sense and good confidence and self-esteem about herself would purposely put herself in that situation. I think, Stefon, let me just say this. You can kiss your football career goodbye. You can kiss your football career goodbye. I think it's a wrap at this point. I think you're too much of a liability. I don't think any team in the NFL is going to want to deal with you long term. I could be wrong. I don't know, like maybe as a free agent, but it's not looking good. You are looking like a man that is out of control. And although it seems to be consensual, right? Consensual um intercourse and engagement, it is just something's wrong with the boy. Something is wrong with him. Something is seriously wrong. And ladies, when you start running up on these men that have multiple partners, they've never been married, they have multiple children by multiple women, something ain't right in the pudding. And when you cannot control yourself and you have the urge to do anything whenever you want, for me, I'm going to assume nobody's off limits. So I don't know if your sexual desire is that far out of control, that makes me think you'll sleep with anybody, including men. Oh, Miss Boss Chick say, oh, he's for the streets. I think it's bigger than the streets. I want y'all to expand a little bit today. This is bigger than the streets. This is a man that can't control himself. This is a rich man that can't control himself. And this isn't the first time that Stefon Diggs has been in trouble. It isn't. A few years ago, he had a situation with his child's mother, one of his baby mamas, where she accused him of physically assaulting her. And she said that he put his personal assistant on a plane, flew her to Texas to attempt her to sign an NDA so that she wouldn't openly give the details of what that physical altercation was like. So, y'all, just a quick overview for those of you that are not up to speed. Today's day 2 of the trial, okay? And we are talking Stefon Diggs, NFL star, who's gotten himself in a stupid situation because he decided he wanted to sleep with his chef. She's not off the hook either. I'm going to come back to her. She's not off the hook either because I have so many questions. So let's just briefly run down what's happening. You know that Stefon Diggs played for the New England Patriots, he's since been released from the team. And it was so funny how New England Patriots did it. He was accused of assault on his private chef in 2025. The New England Patriots was able to work out a deal where his court case was pushed back until after the Super Bowl, right? And I called it. I said, they're going to use him. They're going to let this boy play ball, cut him, and then hand him over to the system. And that's exactly what they did. So she's accusing him of assault, physical assault. She said he attacked her in his home in 2025. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not saying he didn't. But when I read the initial details of what transpired within that home, and she said it happened in the bedroom, the first thing I thought is, what the hell are you doing as a professional woman in his bedroom? My antennas immediately went up. Red flags was firing off everywhere. What are you doing in his bedroom? That was immediate red flag for me. And that's when I said, this ain't no professional. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but this ain't no professional. Because listen, professional women, stay in the kitchen if you're the chef. You're getting too comfortable. How do we get to the bedroom? So that was always a question for me. She reported the incident on December 16, 2025, 2 weeks after she said it happened. Okay. Now he's saying it's never happened. He's pleading not guilty. He said, nope, she's lying. It never happened. I think it did happen to some degree. I don't doubt that. But here's the thing. I think he's going to get off. I think he's going to get off. It was her bedroom. Huh. Okay, let's back up then. I recant. I take that. I take that down. Okay, I take that back. So it was her bedroom. Okay. Listen to this. So at 41 years old, this woman moves in with a young NFL player to become a full-time chef. I'm going to let that linger. I'm going to let it linger. At 41 years old, this woman moves into this man's home to be a full-time chef, even if she has her own room. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I know nannies move in, all pairs move in. In some situations, you have maids that move in with the rich and famous to help take care of the kids, to be around the clock on the estate. Stefon Diggs is not that damn important. Stefon Diggs is gone half of the year. I'm gonna let it. Hold on. Just let it marinate. Follow me. Don't get ahead of me. I just needed to marinate. 41, moving in. Ma'am, you don't make good decisions. You don't make good decisions. You didn't give you say you're a professional chef. Listen, you've been in the industry for over 10 years. You're about to give up everything to get a room in his house? Oh yeah, we holding all parties responsible. It's very odd for a woman, 41, to give up everything and move into his house to become quote unquote full time. And the money we're talking about is not a lot of money. About $2,000 a month. Correct me if I'm wrong. Keep me honest. That's not a lot of money. Plus room and board. Immigrants move in and do that. And this is not we're not browbeating. We gotta go with what makes the most sense. We have to go with what makes the most sense. It don't matter what everybody, 2,000 a week, 8,000 a month. Shh. Would you move in? 2,000 a week, 8,000 a month. Okay. Would you move in for that amount as a woman? Let me just see where y'all are. She's a professional already. 10 years. It don't matter. We're talking about moving in. She knew him for 4 years though. Hold on. We're talking about how to conduct business. See, y'all don't make it personal. And this is good. You're not in trouble or anything. It's just the way I talk. Let's keep it business. Let's not make it personal, right? Because now I don't care how long I've known you. If I'm a professional, would you move in that house? Whether it's 2,000 a month or 2,000 a week for room and board. Is it Shadell? Shadell said, but she knew him for 4 years. And that's how y'all get in trouble as women, because you lose all common sense when it comes to men. But I know him for 4 years. No, you don't, because he still tried to choke you out and assault you if what you say is true. You don't know him. Renee said she would move in. Thank you. Two Foxes said, I make that as a registered nurse. I would move in. Oh, a week? That's no, I'm not moving in at 40 something years old in your house. For you. No, I'll be there every day around the clock, night and day. I might even move and get me a little Ponderosa, a little townhouse around the corner. I'm not moving in your home. I'm not moving in your home as a grown woman who requires privacy. As a grown woman, let me say it again, who requires privacy, unless I'm attracted to you. Unless I have some sort of attraction or need to be near you. Where are you going with this? Thank you, Empress. Why would she move in? Why would she move in? And I understand that's an attractive offering to some women, but it does not require you to move into a man's home. A man with a high sex drive, a man with multiple children by multiple women, unless you have some sort of an attraction to him and you already know what it is, but you have an agenda. I'm not saying he did not assault her, but if we're going to have this conversation today, we got to look at it on the side of all parties. She knew what it was the day he invited her to move in. She should have known. Um, in most cases, it wouldn't be wise for a woman, a single woman, snatched waist, pretty face, BBL, to move into a man's home and think that it won't progress past this, because now I'm here. I'm available. He can reach out and touch me at any time he gets ready, unless I'm open. Unless I'm open. Now, it's being alleged she's 41. Wildflower says, I wouldn't move in because I would be under his rule in a sense. It's like a relationship. It, it, it's definitely intimate in a way. Cree B said, no, that's hustling backwards. There is no reason for a grown woman to move in who's established 10 years. We're not talking about a woman that's an immigrant that just came over to the US. You know, when you get the cute little grandma nannies and they're taking care of the kids around the clock, you're not doing that much cooking, sweetheart, because all those kids don't live with him. So when I say he's a man that has multiple children by multiple women, we're not talking about a compound where he's raising these kids as a community, where he's involved in a polygamous lifestyle and all of the women are in the home and all of the children are in a home. And as a chef, you were there to make sure that they get healthy food around the clock. It's just him and a few women coming in and out, depending on whose time it is. You were a live-in. And he paid you for your services, but at some point you crossed the line, and I'm going to hold you equally as responsible. You started sleeping with this man. I'm aware, y'all, that they got sexual. I'm just warming up to it. So at that point, you became unprofessional, because now I know you lack integrity as a woman. No different. No different if a CEO, we would hold a CEO responsible. You said maybe if she was 25. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't recommend it for any age. I was just kind of putting it out there because let me tell you what he would not have done. He would not have moved a grown ass man in there that's 41. He would not have moved a grown ass man in there that's 41. especially an attractive one, around to be around all his women and his concubines. So, women, a lot of times we fail to use common sense. You're not that special. Because if you just pause and start thinking through things and say, wait a minute, will he do this for everybody? Probably not. Okay, then there's probably some sort of a sexual expectation, spoken or unspoken. But I'm going to just say this. I think you wanted to be with Stefon Diggs before the relationship even started. There has to be a desire. And I know they were sexual. I know you guys are saying, listen, they had a sexual relationship. I'm aware of that. But before we can get to the bedroom, we have to establish the desire on both ends. You wanted him, and that's why you moved in. And the reason why I say he just may get off with this is there's too many inconsistencies right now in the trial. You've deleted messages, you're not forthcoming. And when you start deleting and hiding evidence, that pins you as a liar. That pins you as untrustworthy. Even if he's lying and he's saying it never happened, they got you deleting texts where you're saying you're going to ruin his life, where you're plotting and scheming. You should have just left everything there, come what may, because maybe you were frustrated. You could have explained that away under oath. But when you started deleting text messages that you sent to another woman about ruining his life and doing all of that, you're not credible anymore. This looks like a setup for a come up. Thank you. American Born says she is an incredible witness, in my opinion. And it looks like you're performing on stage. I mean, on the stand, like you're performing. Did something happen with them physically? I don't doubt it. I'm sure it did. In the manner that she said it did, probably not. I'm sure she's putting a little bit on a little 20 on 10, but you have to when you're looking for a payday. But the reason why I say, something happened because he's done it before. Rhonda said he told Cardi she knew what it was after she knew what it is after he humiliated her. It seems to me that he tell all his women about each other. Well, she too old to be doing stupid shit like this. She's too old to be putting herself in a situation where she's established 10 years. Would you move in with your CEO? Would you move in with your CEO? Do you move in with your clients? No. And I want you guys to look at what's normal versus what's abnormal. This is a very abnormal situation. This is a very abnormal setup. Novalina says it seems like she's a scorned woman and she was hurt and she was in love and he was saying seeing other women. Yeah, she was hurt. She probably was in love. And she probably thought because she lives in and she's playing her part that she would be rewarded by way of a relationship. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, so he's facing trial this week over an alleged 2025 assault on his personal chef, which became a very sexual relationship. He's denying that anything ever happened as it relates to a physical altercation. So she's accusing him of smacking her across the face and trying to choke her with the crux of his elbow in December of 2025. Let me ask y'all something. Do you feel like, do you believe something happened physical? We're not talking sexual, consensual. Do you feel he attacked her physically? Do you feel like she's telling the truth with that? Or do you believe Stefan? And you say, nah, she made that up. It's a money grab. What are your thoughts? Why am I asking you? Because if this is a trial by jury, you represent the jury. You represent the jury. And I just want to kind of see. Toot said, yeah, I believe. It's being alleged that she's 40. Drew says, I believe he assaulted her. Y'all are saying yes. Yes. Wildflower said, yeah, I believe he put hands. Okay. So it seems like the consensus is, and it depends on how his attorneys and or the prosecutors are able to lay this thing out. Okay. You don't believe it was. Why you keep bringing up her sex life? Because I can, and that's what I'm covering. It has nothing to do. Because I can. That's an important aspect of the case. We're talking about the trial. What do you mean? Why do I keep bringing up her sex life? It's an intricate part. It's a fact that they crossed the lines. It's a part of the case. Let me show you the thumbnail. Hold on. The thumbnail says Stefon, and I spelled that wrong. Dang. Stefon Diggs trial. That's why I bring it up. It's being talked about in the case. Does that help? Does that answer your question? Let me say it again. It's being talked about it in the case, in the trial. So that's why I keep bringing it up. Let me tell you again. Stefon Diggs trial is being talked about in the trial. You could have answered that for yourself. Athletes during the season are aggressive. So you let me go back to this comment. You don't believe it. That's why you no, I said it. You must have just popped in. I said I believe he did do something physical. Y'all are not the jury. Stop it. You sound crazy. You must be drunk. You must be drunk. You sound crazy. I listen, it's one thing to go back and forth. It's another to have comprehension skills. And what I said is, how many of you, if this is a trial by jury, how many of you believe that he hit her? How many of you believe he doesn't? Because it's representative of a jury. Your thoughts, you represent the jury. So, anywho, I believe he did. But I also believe because of her propensity to manipulate evidence, because we know she deleted text messages, right? It comes down to credibility. And when you start deleting evidence and concealing evidence as a victim and taking out the part that shows you as aggressive, plotting, manipulative, it can hurt your credibility. So I'm going to say this again for those of you that can't comprehend. I feel like he's going to get off on it because her hands aren't clean. Your hands, they caught you lying on the stage. They were able to poke holes. And even if you're telling the truth, even if he did hit you, you should have let it be like that without sending out text messages about, I'm about to ruin his life. I'm about to do A, B, C, D. And then you deleted it and thought it was gone forever. And now they're using it against you in court, right? And if you're seated in front of a jury, are you ready for some football type of men? Women who have successful sons, if you're seated in front of that type of jury and you're 41 years old and you're moving into a man's house in exchange for sex and a monthly income, and you're hiding key evidence that can indicate he did or did not hit you, they're going to find you not credible. That's it. That's all. You said these comments, girl, they probably didn't have their coffee today. They probably didn't have their coffee yet. It's crazy to me how people operate in their world and they see it completely as normal. And then you get around the rest of us and you get mad because we don't agree with you or we disagree with you. Let's do this. There we go. Bye, Sonny. Have a good day. You out of here. Have a good day, Sonny. You can watch from the sidelines. We just put you in the nosebleed seats. You're disruptive. See how quick we do that? You're out of here. Oh, baby, I tell you, this coffee is good. Anthony said, "Where's her culinary degree as a chef?" Some chefs listen to this these days on social media. You got to be careful because, and I'm not saying this is um, relevant to her situation. Some of them don't have the degrees and the training. It's almost like learning how to do something naturally. So I don't know if they ran down her credentials, but I do know she claims to have 10 years of experience. I think he may get off. Not because I want him to, but I think he may get off. No, that was a woman you said he was a monitoring spirit. That's not a man. That was a woman. Men don't go back and forth like that. That's a woman. That's a woman under a fake account. That's somebody we're probably familiar with. Trust me, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. Men don't have time to be going back and forth like that early in the morning. They gonna agree to disagree. They gonna say what they need to say, but going toe to toe, word for word, that's a woman. Pay attention to the details. But let's get into this because I have several clips of what went down in the courtroom. Some do. Nah, not listen. I'm familiar with the people over here. Some do. I'm familiar with the personalities over here. Here we go. Let's take a look at some of these clips. They're going to be out of order. We're just going to take them as we go. They're going to be out of order, and we're just going to break them down in real time. Here we go. All right. So this says Stefon Diggs, accused of assault as former chef, testifies relationship turned sexual before the alleged choking incident. Now, this is serious allegations. And the testimony today, we're in day 2. It continues to unfold in court. So Jamila Adams took the stand. They're in Massachusetts, and she described their relationship as complicated. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Women have just as much responsibility to maintain a level of professionalism as the men do. And as soon as it became complicated, I think you should have resigned. She testified that they initially started as friends, but said it later became sexual. Your boss is not your friend. Now, according to the accuser, the two would regularly spend time together before he offered her a job in 2025. She told the court that she moved in with him, y'all, and was paid $2,000 a week to cook meals. And then she alleged that, y'all, they didn't make it far at all. She alleged March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 10 months later, in December of 2025, she moved in February 2025. He assaulted her. He smacked me across my face and he attempted to choke her using the crux of his elbow. So Diggs' attorney is denying the strangulation claims and maintaining that multiple people were inside the house at the time that she's alleging that this happened and not one person witnessed or heard anything happen in the house. So that's what they're trying to get to the bottom of. Let's tune in and take a look.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The assault the Commonwealth just described in their opening statement in only a few sentences. It never happened. Did not happen. There was no strangulation. There was no assault. There was no incident on December 2nd or any other day. There were 6 people in Mr. Diggs' home on December 2nd, and not one heard or saw anything out of the ordinary. The Commonwealth has no physical evidence. There are no medical records. There are no photos or videos showing any injuries. There are videos showing no injuries at all. Pay attention to where those came from. On December 16th, as the Commonwealth just said, Ms. Adams went to the police. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
He may get off. I'm going to say it again because here's what a judge is faced with. Do I believe her story or do I go with the evidence? People come in with stories every day in the courthouse on trial. The judge cannot go with a story. They have to go with what the evidence suggests, what the evidence tells. The evidence, we rely on scientific facts, DNA, testimony, key eyewitnesses, photos, videos, audio. What does the evidence say? I cannot take your word. I cannot take his word. Where is the evidence to indicate that a physical assault took place? Whether it did or didn't, she has nothing. Doesn't mean he didn't do it. Judges are faced with the task. Do I go with your story or do I go with the evidence? There's no evidence, according to his attorney. I didn't say he didn't need a personal chef. He don't need one to live in with. He don't need one to live in. See, it's not about what he needs. It's about what he's doing. See, we can't try to make sense out of what doesn't make sense. He moved her in to sleep with her. They didn't even get off the ground 10 months. They were sleeping together. He wanted living around the clock. This is a man that has prioritized sex and that is prioritizing his sexual uncontrollable desires. So I need you to get up in here under the guise of cooking for me so that if I want something 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m., I have access to you. And she agreed to it. She agreed to move in. Hold on. Let me go to the next. So she's just as responsible for the unprofessionalism. Let's take a look at this. This is hold on. I don't want to get to that one yet. I want to do this one. She's saying here, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. She was hired in February. She lived in the house for 6 months, almost 6 months, from July to December. Y'all, she's suing the NFL. She's suing Stefon Diggs for choking and assaulting her in early December. They say she's spilling the tea too because she said that there was a dispute over pay. So what they're running down is the receipts. And she also said that a friend of Stefon's Stefon's baby mama alleged that she was spreading gossip about him. So he confronted her and that he was sleeping. So apparently she told one of the baby mamas that he was sleeping with somebody named Lindsay. And that led to the confrontation between Jamila and Lindsay. Stefon, she said, told her, well, then you can't go to Miami with me, with his staff, because of the drama surrounding her and Lindsay. In this segment, she expressed disappointment about this, having reportedly made plans with Stefon's then girlfriend, Cardi B. Y'all, it's a low down, dirty world. She's friends with Cardi B. Made plans with Cardi, knowing that she's sleeping with Cardi's man and knowing that he's sleeping with other women. It's y'all so dirty to each other. Let's listen.
It turned out, Miss Adams, you had gotten paid for 2 of the 3 weeks that you said you hadn't gotten paid for, right?
First inconsistency. So you lied. They're talking about evidence.
This is missing a whole lot of stuff.
The yes or no question.
I can't answer your question correctly without the proper evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach? You may. Do you recognize this document as text exchanges between you and Sunny?
Yes.
Dated December 9, 2025.
Yes.
And you're the person in the bubbles on the left?
Yes.
And you write to Sunny, hey, so I looked over my transfers, payment history, and they sent payments, 11/7 and 11/21, totaling $4,000. See that?
Yes.
So you knew that you had actually been paid for 2 of those 3 weeks that you tried to get paid for again, right?
What's your name? I never got your name.
Did you
Oh,
know
I
that
don't
you
know.
had
I was trying to address you by your name because
that's manipulation. You don't need to know her name. Y'all, you're on trial. You're not at happy hour. What's your name? So there's where am I going with this? She's manipulative. I'm not saying she's lying about the physical assault, but she's also manipulative. You don't need to be knowing. All you need to do is get on the stand. Yes, no, yes, no. Hey, I need to address. What's your name again? Girl, that is not your friend. So that tells me you constantly cross lines in relationships. You don't need to be worried about the defense's name. All you need to do is swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I'm not this. I don't know. I can't answer that question correctly.
You knew on December 9th that you had been paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you said you hadn't been paid for, didn't you?
I don't understand the question.
You just acknowledged you wrote it to Sunny.
I was supposed to be paid for the week I was sent home.
Okay.
So I sent the incorrect amount because I didn't know he wasn't paying me for that week.
Right. So you sought $6,000 instead of $2,000.
That's my calculations was.
Right. And so that last week, that was a week you didn't work, right?
Because I was sent home.
Right. So you weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Mrs. Diggs sent me home because he had girls at the house.
Whatever you're going to add is not
paid.
responsive. Your Honor? Yes.
Oh, y'all. Did they prep her before taking a stand? Come on, DA. Prosecution, did you not prep your witness to stay on track? Yes or no? She slipped up and showed a little bit of emotion. He sent me home because he had girls at the house. That shouldn't be your concern as a professional chef.
I don't understand.
Her question. Answer to Ms. Jones' question. All right, if you can.
Y'all, this was good. This was good. You said, can I play it again? Sure. They asked her. He sent her home the last week. Okay. Because of a dispute. She's saying he sent her home because he had other women in the house. She worried about other women. At this point, she's the blurred line. She's upset that he's bringing women into the house. And now, because what him and her got going on sexually, I guess he doesn't want her in the house with the other girl. So he sends her home. And she's saying he didn't pay me. And his attorney is saying he didn't have to because you didn't cook. Your services were no longer needed. You said that's a dangerous, dirty bird. It is perched on that stand. It is. That's what I'm trying to tell you what accountability looks like, y'all, on both sides. Even if he did it, because she's a liar and because she lied about not getting paid when she did get paid, it creates inconsistencies in her testimony, which makes her come across as not credible. And when you are not believable, and the evidence states he did pay you, then it's going to be hard for them to believe you when you say he put his hands on you. That's it. That's all. It doesn't matter if he did or he didn't. If you can't articulate that you are transparent with all of the rest of your dealings, they can't pick and choose. Oh, I believe you about this, but I don't. They're going to say, no, scratch it across the line. Let's listen again.
And it turned out, Ms. Adams, you had gotten paid for 2 of the 3 weeks that you said you hadn't gotten paid for, right?
This is missing a whole lot of stuff.
The yes or no question.
I can't answer your question correctly without
You have to be able to tell the truth. I can't answer your. Did you get the money or did you not? That's a yes or a no.
like proper evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach? Do you recognize this document as text exchanges between you and Sunny?
Yes.
Dated December 9, 2025,
Yes.
and you're the person in the bubbles on the left?
Yes.
And you write to Sunny, hey, so I looked over my transfers, payment history, and they sent payments, 11/7 and 11/21, totaling $4,000. See that?
Yes.
So you knew that you had actually been paid for 2 of those 3 weeks that you tried to get paid for again, right?
So what's happening here? What they're trying to establish is she tried to basically do a money grab on her way out the door. That she demanded that he pay her extra money that he had already paid her. So they're going to set this up, and they've been, with her help. This woman is just looking for a payday. With her help. Why do you say with her help? Because she's inconsistent. She got caught in a lie. If you would lie about not receiving your paycheck when you got it, it's just,
Right?
What's your name? I never got your name.
Did you know
I
that
don't
you
know.
had
I was
been
trying to address you by your name because I'm not this. I don't know. I can't answer that question correctly.
You knew on December 9th that you had been paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you said you hadn't been paid for, didn't you?
I don't understand the question.
You
wow.
just acknowledged you wrote it to Sunny.
I was supposed to be paid for the week I was sent home. So
Okay.
I sent the incorrect amount because I didn't know he wasn't paying me for that week.
Right. So you sought $6,000 instead of $2,000.
That's my calculations.
So she tripled the amount. She tripled the amount and thought they weren't going to catch it. This is just before we can even get into the physical. This is when the jury and the judge is listening very close to you to say, is this a credible person? Because remember, there's no evidence to indicate that there was a physical assault. So now they have to listen to you, they have to listen to him, and they have to try to decipher between who is the most credible. Now, this is why I say he's going to get away with it. He's paid her, although it wasn't the ideal relationship, right? And he should not be sleeping with his help. But at the end of the day, did he pay her as as her boss? Okay, we can check that off. We know. All right. Did he get rid of her? Yes, that's not. This would probably be more of a sexual harassment lawsuit than anything else. All right. So we know he pays his bills. Okay. We know he got rid of her. Okay. But her, on the other hand, she's lying about not getting paid. And there's evidence. There's bank statements, there's text messages. So we know he cut the check, but she's coming back asking for 3 times the amount that she's owed. That seems like blackmail.
Was
Right. And so that last week, that was a week you didn't work, right?
because I was sent home.
Right. So you weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Mr. Diggs sent me home because he had girls at the
Ma'am,
house.
whatever you're going to
I
add
should
is
be
not
paid.
responsive, Your Honor.
Yes.
Oh, girl, it don't matter why he sent you home. He sent you home. Now, here's the thing, Stefon. If you know you choked her or hit her or pushed her, You should have just paid her. Extortion. You should have just gave it to her because you was already not on the up and up with that relationship. You already knew this woman was scorned. You knew she was mad about you bringing other girls into that house. You know you crossed the line. I would have gave it to her. I would have gave her the money. It's $6,000. But I get it. That's the risk that you take. And he cussed her out in them text messages and told her she wouldn't get nothing. And now here you are. Now everybody knows your business when you could have paid that extra.
Do you understand the question you're being asked?
I don't
Answer
understand.
her question. Answer Attorney Stewart's question. All right, if you can.
All right. So let's go to the next clip. Now, I want to get into, hold on, this one.
So when you say he smacked
He
you,
smacked me with an open hand.
do you know which hand he used?
Right hand, right side of my
Do you know
face.
which part of your face got hit?
The right side of my face.
And then what happened?
And then he Can I have a second? Can I have a second?
Yes, you can.
All right. When I went up to push his hand, like block him, like block him, he took his arm and he like came around my neck with the crook of his elbow around my neck, and he began to choke me, pressure on my neck with his elbow.
When you were asked questions about what happened on December 2nd, you lied.
It did not change what happened on December 2nd.
I'm
It
gonna
did
try
not
my
change what happened on December the 2nd. He choked and slapped me.
Ms. Adams, I'm going to try my question again. Because you didn't think it was important. When you asked the questions of Dedham Police Officer Ellis on December 16th, you lied.
I did not lie.
So when you say he smacked,
I need the other half of this. I didn't get it. What the police asked her. Hold on. Let me see if I can get here.
He's in a very public relationship with Cardi B. So I did not put a lot of things in the police report. We did discuss money and payment.
Ms. Adams, you just testified under oath about what happened on December 2nd.
Okay, I also didn't put in the police report our sexual relationship because I was ashamed. The police report got leaked. I didn't put a lot of things. The most important thing was the attack in the police report. Me reporting anything outside of why he got upset, I didn't feel the need to put it. I was scared of how it was received by the public. He's in a very public relationship with Cardi B. So I did not put a lot of things in the police report. My most important thing was him assaulting me and choking me and slapping me. He's in a very public relationship with Cardi B. So I did not put a lot of things.
So now we're getting into, when I started off saying we're going to break this thing down from a psychological aspect, from a morality, because your integrity and your morality has a lot to do with your character, right? Even when on the stand, believe it or not, they have to take all of this into consideration. And again, I say he's going to get away with this, whether he did it or didn't, because ma'am, your credibility is crap. Just on an individual level, you knew he was entangled in a relationship, a very public relationship, and you were sleeping with him and befriending Cardi. That's a dangerous place. That's a dangerous playground to play in. Is he responsible? Yeah, but so are you. And you got very close. Very close to some of the women that he was in relationship with. Is painting you out to be psycho, crazy, anything. I would do anything to be with him, including sleeping with him, cooking for Cardi and her children, and hoping that he chooses me at the end. Y'all be careful, ladies. Thank you, Coco Lee. You said facts, facts, facts. She compromised her job and her dignity. Let's continue. Oh, I don't want to show this yet.
It's in the police report. We did discuss money.
Give me 1 second.
Ms. Adams, you just testified under oath about what happened on December 2nd.
Okay, I also did.
So what they're saying is, we can't believe you because the police was your first line of defense. You didn't even give them all of the details that you're claiming now. You didn't fully disclose. See, once you call the police, you better tell the truth. Why are you calling them? If you plan on pursuing this in court, that's just the gist of the questioning. Listen, you didn't disclose any of this to the police. You didn't tell them, listen, we're sexually involved. She said, because what?
I didn't put in the police report our sexual relationship because I was ashamed. The police report got leaked. I didn't put a lot of things. The most important thing was the attack in the police report. Me reporting anything outside of why he.
No, you needed to tell them so that they can classify it correctly as a domestic violence dispute. Because if you're sleeping with him, this falls under domestic violence. That's why it's important. She talking about the most important thing. No, and you were ashamed because you knew you was wrong. You knew it was very unprofessional to be doing what you did. You were ashamed because you have no morality and dignity about yourself as a woman. And then every other woman in that house would know that you had a hidden agenda. And not only that, you're older than all of them. At 41, why are you playing with these kids and sleeping? How old is Stefon? 29? 28? Let me see. What is you doing? So he was released last year. Stefon, you are dumb. You freed up $16.8 million in salary cap space for your team. You've yet to be picked up by another team. That's why I said he's going to get off, but he's also losing at the same time. She's going to lose her reputation. He's going to lose his career. And can I be honest? Rightfully so for both of them. Rightfully so for both of them. So he's 33, she's 41. What is you doing, ma'am? Even if you wanted to, you older. You got to be like, nah, I can't do it. I can't be messing with no Stefon Diggs. I'm a professional woman. He cute, but get over there. And I'm damn sure not gonna move in. It's a lot going on right now. And I want to show you a different clip. Give me one. Hold on. That's her dancing. I don't want to get to that one yet. Let's go ahead on this one. They said, oh, do I want to show that one yet? No, I don't want to show that one yet. Let's go to this clip. This is where they got her. This is where they got her. This is a video of when she's alleged that she was attacked and they got her dancing. Lord have mercy. Y'all, this is a video that they played in court yesterday where the chef said she was attacked. And if everything lines up to the time and the date that you said you were attacked, this is her dancing after she was allegedly physically assaulted, choked out, almost strangled, beat up, slapped in her face. This is what they dropped. Girl, listen, girl. This is, go ahead and listen. This is crazy. I don't know what to say. I don't know if this is. So let's take a look at some of the. Let me see if I can get it over to you. Some of the opening statements. Well, I want to get to the part where he canceled her trip to Miami. Let me get to that first before I go to some of the opening statements from yesterday. Stefon, you put yourself in a pickle. So come what may. He's not innocent. He created his own crazy. He had her at football games. He had her feeling like she was one of them. I think she testified under oath that she went to at least 4 football games. He had her in rotation.
He asked me what was I doing for the week. And I asked him, oh, so you weren't going to tell me that I wasn't able to come to Art Basel? And he explained why. And it was because of the situation with me and the other coworker, Lindsay Bolin. And I was upset with him, not upset at the fact I couldn't go to Art Basel. Me and him
You just said you questioned him about it.
have a relationship for over 4.5 years. He could have told me weeks ahead of time because me and his girlfriend, Cardi B, we were talking about having like outfits and stuff. It was like a whole thing being planned, and he just waited to the last day. So I was more upset with him not letting me know I wasn't going to come like at an earlier time.
When you're in your bedroom by yourself, what, if anything, were you doing?
I was sitting on the bed, laying across the bed, I had my laptop, reading a cookbook, actually.
And you receive any text or send any text to Mr. Diggs?
No, the morning text that was in the morning.
So that would have been a yes. He said, did you send any text? Yes, I did that morning. That's how they get you and establish you as a liar. And I'm trying to say it. That should have been a yes. Yes, I did send a text earlier that day. You got to tell the truth.
And we had went back and forth.
So you had some previous texts in the morning?
Yes.
So you're in the bedroom. What happens next?
I was in the bedroom. Mr. Diggs came into my room. I was laying across the bed. He came into my room.
When you were in the bedroom, was the door closed?
Yes, the door was closed.
So when he came in, did he open the door?
Yes, he opened the door.
Did he leave it open after him?
No, he closed the door behind him.
And you said you were on the bed?
Yes, I was laying across the bed. He came in and he with intent to hurt me.
No. What? Not his intent or anything. What actually happened?
He was leaning against the dresser. He asked me to get up to come here. I got up off the bed and I came across to him and I stood in front of him, like I stood on the side of him because he was leaning back. I stood on the side of him and he was like, what was all that shit you was talking?
And then what happened?
And I was beginning to say, you said, and I couldn't finish my statement and he smacked me.
So when you say he smacked you.
He smacked me with an
I believe that part.
open hand.
Do you know which hand he used?
Right hand, right side of my
Do you know
face.
which part of your face got hit?
I went to try to like block him, like push him like this, like stop him.
So again, I see you're pushing your hands out.
I pushed up. He's way.
Damn. I don't know why I cut off. Hold on. I'm going to have to go to it does that sometimes. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Let's go back. It does that sometimes. This was good. Let me see.
How would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
I would say it's complicated. We had a.
How would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
It started out as friends. We met. It started out as friends. became sexual, and we would meet up, hang out. It started hang out, and we decided I would come work for him like February.
She too old to be meeting up and having sexual escapades at 41 and then going into the house full of 20-something-year-old girls, cooking, pretending to be an auntie to them girls and a friend to them girls, knowing damn well she's sleeping with her client. She too old for this kind of foolishness. We're not talking about the physical accusation. We're just talking about the state of mind, the baseline, the character of person we're dealing with, the type of woman that she is. You too old to be making stupid mistakes like that. You too old to be trying to compete with young girls like that. You too old. But that just goes to show you how low down and dirty men and women can be, and shit can be going on right in front of your face the whole time.
February of 2025.
So you said February 2025, you and he talked about you working for him?
Yes.
And that's as a private.
Hang out.
So she said that they first met about 4.5 years ago and began as friends. I'm sure the friendly stage did not last too long. And she claimed that their relationship became complicated because it turned sexual. Okay, let's establish there was consent. So then after it turned sexual, he offered her a job, living with him and cooking meals for him, $2,000 a week. That's just a kink. Oh, I got some live-in cooch. That's a kink. Oh, that's nice. He didn't want you. He wanted you to cook for him. I don't know how good her food is, but she also testified that December, right? He confronted her. He didn't want her to come to Miami because now she's getting out of control, and that's on you, Stefon. She can be out of control, and that's what happens when the lines are blurred. Because now you're sleeping with her, and she's emotionally involved, and now you all of a sudden you want her to be professional and not gossip and not tell your business. Too late. So she says he comes into her room, confronts her about getting into his business, slaps her across her face, and then begins to try to physically put her in a chokehold and strangle her with his elbow.
And we decided I would come work for him like February of 2025.
So you said February 2025, you and he talked about you working for him?
Yes.
And that's as a private.
Hang out.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Give me a second. I think this is the one I wanted y'all to see.
He asked me what was I doing for the week. And I asked him, oh, so you weren't going to tell me that I wasn't able to come to Art Basel? And he explained.
Listen, he hit her with when black folks want you to leave, what you got going on today? What you up to today? What you got going on for the week? Huh? What you mean what I got going on? What you got going on? When black folks start asking you what you got going on, what you finna do, that means you got to go home. That means you got to go home. Girl, you know what type of talk that is. Shit, he hit her with that. What you about to do? What you mean what I'm about to do? Where you going this week? Huh? I live here, and that's why you don't move in. That's why you shouldn't have moved in, because he kicked you out. Thank God he paid you. But what if he didn't pay you? Because a lot of them don't pay. What you got going on for the week? What you mean? We were supposed to be going to Miami. I don't know about no we. Me and Cardi going. Me, Cardi, and the kids are going. And that was the point of contention. She wanted to go to Miami with him. And they got into it about the trip to Art Basel. He canceled her trip after another girl who's more loyal came to him and said, this one talks too damn much. She talking all your business. She's saying, no, I wasn't really upset about the trip, but me and him supposed to be better than that. After all these years of sleeping with him, after all these years of knowing him, he could have came to me. He did come to you. That's why he said, what you got going on? He came to you. He let you know you're not going. He let her know last minute. Sounds like she was packing her bag. She thought she was about to get on that plane. She was planning her outfits with Cardi B. He said, no, ma'am. You're not getting on that plane with us. Everybody else going. Hold on. Everybody else get to go to Miami, but you. You in timeout. Now you should have. Here's the thing: if you knew you was talking that man business, you should have just sat it out. Let them go ahead and go to the Art Basel, and then it would have been a new week. But that's not what happened.
Why? And it was because of the situation with me and the other coworker, Lindsay Bolin. And I was upset with him, not upset at the fact I couldn't go to Art Basel. Me and him have a relationship for over 4.5 years. He could have told me weeks ahead of time because me and his girlfriend, Cardi B, we were talking about having like outfits and stuff. It was like a whole thing being planned, and he just waited till the last day. So I was more upset with him not letting me know I wasn't going to come like at an earlier time.
When you're in your bedroom by yourself, what, if anything, were you doing?
I was sitting on the bed, laying across the bed. I had my laptop, reading a cookbook, actually.
And you receive any texts or send any texts to Mr. Diggs?
No, the morning text that was in the morning. We had went back and forth.
So you had some previous texts in the morning.
Yes.
So you're in the bedroom. What happens next?
I was in the bedroom. Mr. Diggs.
It cut off. But let's go to this. Let's go to this one real quick.
And it turned out, Miss Adams, you had gotten paid for 2 of the 3 weeks that you said you hadn't gotten paid for, right?
This is missing a whole lot of stuff.
The yes or no question.
I can't answer your question correctly without the proper evidence.
That's yes or no, girl. But we come to find out you did get paid. But here's the one.
Is there a difference between the text messages that you provided to the Dedham police and the text messages that are here?
Yes.
And what is that difference?
I deleted that and pussy, and I'm ruining that bitch life. Not mistaken. Yeah.
And why did you delete those phrases when you provided those text messages to the Dedham police?
Because when I was abused in my previous relationship, when I would say things,
The objection is sustained.
he would.
The objection is sustained, there's no question there. Again, the jurors will disregard it. Sidebar.
Oh, they had a sidebar. They caught her. She was sending text. I'm about to ruin this bitch's life. That's why he's going to get off. Because here's the thing. And maybe you felt that in the heat of the moment. He hit me. He's been sleeping with me and da-da-da-da-da. But you deleted and try to cover up the evidence. Your hands are not clean. And when they ask you why, you refer to a previous history that has nothing to do with this case of domestic abuse.
Is there a difference between the text messages that you provided to the Dedham police and the text messages that are here?
Yes.
And what is that difference?
I deleted that and pussy, and I'm ruining that bitch life. Not mistaken. Yeah.
And why did you delete those phrases when you provided those text messages to the Dedham police?
Because
Damn.
when I was abused in my previous relationship, when I would say things,
The objection is sustained.
he would.
The objection is sustained, there's no question there.
Wow. This is a lot. I don't know if they properly prepared her for this. The amount of pressure, the amount of scrutiny, and not only that, the expectation It's not easy to, you got to go in and tell the freaking truth. Just because you decide to sue Stefon Diggs doesn't mean they're going to believe you off bat, because you said he did something, whether he did it or not. That's why it's called due process. But let me see if she was able to further explain. Give me 1 second, because I have another clip.
And what is that difference?
I deleted bet and pussy, and I'm ruining that bitch life. Not mistaken. Yeah.
And why did you delete those phrases when you provided those text messages to the Denham police?
Because when I was abused in my previous relationship, when I would say things,
The objection is sustained.
he would.
The objection is sustained. There's no question there. Again, the jury will disregard it. Sidebar.
That's a lot. That's a
Is there
lot.
a difference between?
Hold on. And then I want to go to one more before we move into day 2. Because it's more stuff that's coming out today, right? In day 2. She's saying that he offered her $100K to recant her story. You should have recanted. I would have if I was sleeping with him. Because it's just, I don't know if I would have wanted my business out there like that. If they got me on tape dancing, if they got me text messages saying I'm about to ruin this bitch's life, even if he did slap me and hit me, I might go ahead and take that $100K. If there's no hardcore evidence, bruises, scratches that I can provide, and I know that this is an NFL player and nobody's going to believe me, I probably would have took the $100K, to be honest with you. I'm just saying, because now you just got yourself in a pickle regarding stupid decisions that you both made. Both of them made stupid decisions. Let's listen to this. Here, give me 1 second.
I would say it's complicated. We had it started out as friends. It started out as friends, became sexual, and we would meet up, hang out, and we decided I would come work for him like February of 2025.
So you said February 2025, you and he talked about you working for him?
Yes.
And that's as a private. How would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
This isn't good at all. That's a lot of pressure. Let me see what y'all are saying. That's a lot of pressure to be under in a courtroom, right? Even if you are telling the truth, it's just a lot. And I wish her well. But at the end of the day, by being unprofessional, girl, you got yourself in a tricky situation. You said she looks stressed. She does. Because I don't think, I think you underestimated what you were up against. It has nothing to do with him. But the legal system cannot just take your word because you come and say, Stefon hit me. He's a big, high profile name, NFL. They're gonna leave no stone unturned. They have to do right by him, and they have to do right by you. And they're gonna apply pressure on both ends. They're gonna apply pressure on both ends. And you can't just go in there because you're a woman and expect to win. You gotta go in there being a credible individual, hands clean, even if it's damaging evidence. At least it shows, you know what? She could have easily tried to hide this, but she didn't. And at the end of the day, she left everything intact for us to make an informed decision. But when you start lying about whether or not he paid you, when you start showing that you're willing to go along and conceal the true nature of your relationship to his friends and family, you're just not credible. When you start dancing after the fact and sending text messages, I got him now. This bitch, I'm about to ruin him. You got to be honest. You said he had the money, the fame, and narcissism that weak women flock to. The man has openly, multiple girlfriends. And the reason why I say I believe he did physically assault her because another girlfriend who has a child by him has accused him of something similar. Thank you, Chloe, for the $5 super chat. You said whether she's lying on the cause. Did he choke her? I believe he did. I believe he did. Miss Naturally Nolans, thank you for the $10 super chat. You says, good morning, Queen. Do you think this was the first time this happened to her at the house? It sounds like it was, according to her. If I just go by her testimony, it sounds like it was. It sounds like she was becoming too embedded in his personal business. But, sir, you moved her in. You moved her in. And ladies, this is what happens when you come in on the roster and as the side chick. And I tell men all the time, ain't no such thing as a side. The side always want the primary, the top spot on the roster. They always going to come for the top spot. It's just a matter of time. And if you don't give it to them, they'll try to take it by storm. Ain't no side finna sit in the back. Some of them are a little bit more clever, a little bit more patient. But at the end of the day, either you're going to give it to them or they're going to take it by storm. And she tried to take it by storm. She started getting in his business, telling the other ones what he was doing, revealing things that were supposed to be, quote unquote, family business. You know why? Because she wanted to be prioritized. If we look at the psychology piece of it, no woman is happy being a side. It's a setup. It's a setup. Don't fall for the okie doke. Ask any woman. Oh, I'm cool being a side. No, you're not, because you're going to start messing up some stuff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She going to do what she need to do and say what she need to say to get you entranced, and he's just as responsible. But at the same time, he's not married. He's single. He moved her in. He asked for every bit of this, so they both get what they deserve. She's going to lose her credibility. She's damaged her reputation. Ain't no woman worth 2 cents is going to want to deal with her or have her around their man. He's going to lose his NFL career and already has. Not sure he'll be picked up. And if he is picked up, it probably will be no longer than a year or 2. That's it. No longer than a year or 2. Two crazies trying to out crazy each other. You said he moved the side chick in the house. Not even Cardi lived with him. Yeah, but he did it for easy access because he has an uncontrollable sexual desire. So we have to look at the intent of the behavior so he can have access to her sexually. It's not about love. It's not about prioritizing. She's not special. It's about having sex anytime he gets ready. But that's not what's on trial. That's why she should have sued him for sexual harassment and not physical assault. You can prove sexual harassment as an employee. He's out of line. You would have had more chance with that than a physical assault, even if the physical assault is true. Sexually harassment, you could have got him on that. That's hook, line, and sink. You could have got him on that because he was sleeping with you. He was your boss. There has to be a level of intimidation. There is an imbalance of power, an established imbalance of power. You could have ran circles around that all day if that's the game you want to play, period, point blank. Yes, thank you, Amber. He was getting sex and food whenever, period, until she started getting in his business, messing up his relationships with his other women. And guess what? when he went in that room that day, well, it started with him reminding her of her place very subtly. And I don't know if he's soft spoken. I don't know him personally, but it sounds like he's upfront when he needs to be. And he may be somewhat soft spoken at first. And it sounds like he reminded her of her place by letting her know you're not going with us. Because let me tell you something about a man. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He's going to always choose his wife or his whoever. Loud and clear. I don't care what he tells you, how much sex he has with you, how many gifts you get. When it came time to choose, he refused to let you go. He made a clear separation. He was heavy on the, you're not a part of this family. What you got up for the week? Shit, what you about to get into? And I think that bothered her. Had to have bothered her. Because you was planning outfits. You was on the phone. Cool. Why are you planning outfits with the woman that he's in relationship with? You crazy. Your heart is different. That's sick. Why are you planning outfits with Cardi B and you're sleeping with this guy? You see the level that went of deceit? Very deceitful, ma'am, across the board. Not just with Cardi, but with the other women. And with the fact that you got paid and you said very deceitful across the board. It doesn't absolve him of the responsibility of keeping his damn hands to himself, but you're not helping. You said, my question is, I don't know if it's sexual harassment in the workplace if the decision to have sex and the feelings are mutual. Yeah, it's sexual harassment. It's for the court to decide. That would have been a better angle. That would have been a better angle. Sexual harassment. Retaliatory behavior. He fired me because of, and I was being sexually harassed and I had sex with him. And I knew it was inappropriate, but I felt like I had to. See, she would have been better off with that angle. He moved me in. Shit, they got P. Diddy on it. He's still paying Jane Doe's rent, $10,000 a month, and he's in prison. Because guess what? It's considered some sort of sexual harassment to the extent that the court said, yeah, you cannot do that. And once you get them dependent on you, you're in trouble. You're obligated to pay their bills. Because you can't be having sex with them in exchange for housing and then completely rip it away when you want to. She would have been better off. She would have got a good attorney. And guess what? That would have taught him a good lesson. That would have taught him a good lesson. You can't just do what you want to do. And neither can I. But all of her business would have came out. She would have lost big time reputationally. But if you was going to take him to court, that would have been your best angle. I don't know. It would have strengthened it. It would have strengthened it to me because he hired her knowing that he was sexual with her, in my opinion. Why would you hire somebody as an employee and continue a sexual relationship knowing that pre-employment you were already sleeping with them? I don't know. That would have been a great duel to see in a court. That would have been interesting to me from a technical standpoint to see what the law upholds when it comes to those type of civil suits. Because, sir, you have a sexual relationship with her, right? Yes. And you hired her knowing this. Yes. And then you fired her knowing this. Yes. And then you hit her. I wouldn't have made the physical aspects the crux of the lawsuit. I would have mentioned it to show the improper, imbalance position of power. This man has all the power. I don't know. It's just complicated. She was right. It's complicated. That's true. You say you got to make up your mind. Do you want the Mr. Goodbar or do you don't? It's complicated. But these men walk into these stupid situations. They can't control themselves. This boy is sleeping with everybody. and then expects her to hush and be quiet and go with the program because she decide. Listen, you lucky you walked out of that house in peace, Stefon. Because this lady, in order for her to play that role and get close to Cardi, I'm going to say this. Something has to be somewhat wrong with her because ain't no way. The homeschooler said, my question is she a real legitimate chef or not? I see a lot of people who love to cook call themselves chefs, but they have no culinary degree. I don't know. I don't know if they got into her credentials. Probably won't get into them. If you're smart as a defense attorney, I wouldn't get into it if she doesn't have it because I would say, because that would indicate that he purposely moved her in for sex. So they're probably not going to get into that aspect of the case that deep because it would implicate that Stefon didn't even do his due diligence of making sure that she was indeed qualified to move in. And it would substantiate the fact that he moved her in for sex, pretty much as a sex slave. You see what I'm saying, homeschooler? You said, yep. So that's a dangerous game to play for the defense. Me, because he has a man and a woman. As a woman, I would say, take that off. Take that question off. Right. Why? Why? Because it would show that he was just interested in sex. You say you hired her, right? And you didn't check her credentials. When did you interview her? What did her resume say? So I guarantee you she was probably never a chef. And he didn't check her credentials. That's going to make him look bad. That's going to make him look bad. I don't know if she was a streetwalker. Now, she's claiming that she has 10 years of culinary experience as a professional. Why would you give all of that up for Stefon Diggs? You said all of these women who hang around these athletes and celebrities romantically are a bit nutty. Well, I mean, I have some questions regarding the behavior and some of the body language and some of the antics that I'm seeing on the stand. Damn. Let's move on because I want to hold on. I want to look at some more stuff. Give me 1 second. Okay, we went through that piece. Let's see if we can take a look real quick. I just want to get through the first 2 minutes of the opening statements from yesterday, and then we're going to get into today because today more details are coming out in day 2 of the court case. Here we go. Let me see if y'all can see it, and then I'll go ahead and get it started. We're not going to look at it all, just the first 2 minutes. She said, went out of the country for training. What'd you say? Can y'all see the screen? Or not yet? All right. Let's go ahead and take this off. Huh. I can't see it. Let me hit stop. Give me 1 second. We're queuing up the opening statements. And here we go. There we go. All right. Just the first 2 minutes of what happened yesterday.
Need cash? Get it right now at Speedy
Hold on,
Cash.
child.
That's right. Speedy Cash offers
Give me one
cold hard cash on the.
Sorry, Speed. No, we're going to have to get through this. But today, she's saying that he offered her. It's just, I wouldn't want to be in that situation. I would not. By no means necessary. Isn't like, let me ask you something. The goal of suing is to settle eventually, right? Here we go. Child. Hold on. Whose attorney is this?
Marlon Group, I just wanted to reintroduce myself again. To give you some room to stand on here of
It's
parties.
low. Can y'all hear it?
My name is Roberto. I'm the prosecutor, meaning I'm going to be presenting evidence supporting the defendant's guilt. Defense counsel will be representing their client. we'll have the clerk here, whose job is to create a complete record of this case, both with the recording as well as writing things down when need be. The court officers who are
You know, if y'all
here to make sure
can hear it.
they're safe, as well as help people kind of figure out where they need to go. A clunky term from law school, be the master of the law. And that leaves you guys, which an equally clunky term for the jury is the master of the facts. It's the idea that it's your job, it's your exclusive job, your special job to determine the facts at stake that we're talking about, what actually happened. And this is concerning about what happened on December 2nd of 2025. Now, you're going to have an opportunity to hear from some witnesses. You're going to have an opportunity to hear from Miss Mila Adams. She'll tell you about her career as a private chef. She'll tell you how she came to know the defendant, about how she came to be working as a chef for him. She'll tell you about her experience working for Mr. Diggs. I expect she'll tell you about a disagreement she had with some members of his staff. And then I expect that she'll tell you about what happened on December 2nd. And I remind you, it's your job here today to determine what happened on December 2nd. I expect Ms. Mila Adams, when she takes that stand, she'll tell you how she was texting with the defendant, her boss, Mr. Diggs.
That's a lot. I mean, I feel bad for the lady. I don't think I would have moved forward with it. It's just too much scrutiny. You get what I'm saying? To sit there and have to endure and do all of that and then not be forthcoming. I would have told my attorney, I'm done. Can we dismiss this? I want to go on about my life. I don't want the world in my business knowing that I had a sexual relationship with this man. Let me just figure this thing out. Let me see what I can, Hey, and can you ask him, is that 100,000? 100,000, 100,000. Is that 100,000 still available? I'll take $100, 100,000 for one. Can you call? Is it still on the table? You think he'll work with me? I'm for real. I'm not doing this. I'm not finna sit in front of all these people when y'all got me dancing on camera. Go on and see if he'll give me that 100,000. Let me, and I'm gonna give me a little something, a little apartment, and going on about my business. Because I don't think she's gonna get what she's looking for by way of justice. There's not enough evidence to support her claims. I would have taken 100,000 because the goal of lawsuits is to settle anyway. So I don't think millions of dollars would have came out of this because you don't have any evidence to support the physical abuse. If you had pictures, if you had immediately taken pictures with your phone, right? Because he didn't take your phone. I don't recall there being any testimony that he took my phone so I couldn't record it, but they recorded you dancing afterwards, acting a fool afterwards. Yeah. Let me have 100,000. You said it's a criminal case, not a civil. He offered her 100,000 though. I'll play it. He offered her $100,000. I would have taken it. It is a criminal prosecution, y'all, but he still offered her 100,000 to make it go away. I would have taken the money. Yes, I would have. Because there's no evidence to support the criminal claims. It's just her word against his. And I think a little bit earlier when if he offered, that would be a bribe to me. Yes, if she can prove it. I agree everything with you, but can she prove it? And so far, she hasn't been able to prove anything that she's claiming. Not to say it didn't happen, but she has to prove it. So I think we all understand it's a criminal case. But do you have the offer letter? Do you have the text message? Do you have the video, the audio of him asking you to take the money outside of you just saying it, right? Because the courts have to rely on the evidence. Is that not true? Because if that's the case, we can all just be making up stuff when we go into the court. Hold on. Let's take a look at this. Some of y'all feel like she got greedy. It's a criminal case. It's going to trial. I think he's going to get off because of her inconsistencies and her inability, or the prosecution's inability, to produce hardcore evidence. It's not about how bad we want her to be right and him to be wrong. Do we have the evidence to support it? I don't think we do. Here we go. This is her revealing that she gave him a birthday gift after he allegedly assaulted her. Now, this is her allegedly dancing right after she claimed he assaulted her. She's in her room dancing.
Yes.
So now this is 3 days after the violent assault that you talked about. Right?
Yes.
And what did you say in that message?
Hi, can you approve my pay with finance, please? I have to pay my insurances this month. Thank you. Please and thank you.
But the last time you saw Steph Diggs was when he was assaulting you, you said.
That wasn't the last time I saw Steph Diggs. I said here that I walked in his room after the assault before I was leaving to give him his birthday.
That's right.
Yes.
Y'all, this isn't good.
Okay. You gave him a birthday gift after the assault happened.
We were friends for 4.5 years with a very complicated relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
Y'all, baby, the way I would have said $100,000. I'm sorry, DG. I'm sorry. Did the prosecution listen? The way I would have took that 100, listen, y'all, it's going to get thrown out. Do I think he physically assaulted her in some manner? Yes, I do. He has a history of it. He has a history of it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But girl, they got you dancing after you said the man assaulted you and attempted to strangle you. They got you dancing. They got you dancing. Right after the alleged assault. And then you go on record and you testify under oath that after he assaulted you, you went into his room and handed him a gift. You would have been better off with a sexual harassment suit where you could at least, I'm just saying, if we lying about it, at least says claim Stockholm syndrome. You would have, because to walk into a man's room there's distance. He assaulted you. And instead of wanting to distance yourself from this horrific crime, you place yourself in proximity to him and hand him a gift. What am I missing?
The violent assault that you talked about.
Yes.
And what did you...
What am I missing? Y'all, what am I missing? I'm really trying to understand. What am I not getting? How do you offer love, affection, intimacy to someone who just tried to strangle you? You said, me as her attorney, I'd like to present a psychiatrist to show my client's mental state. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. By Grace said that's probably what hungered. She gave him gifts. After she danced. Before we got to the gifts, there's dancing, celebration. Oh, Somali, can you send me this? You said she also cooked dinner for him that night. Uh-huh. You said it happens often in domestic violence cases, which is why she should have told the truth to the police, right? Remember earlier I said, and the defense pointed out the fact that you didn't give all of the details. And when you don't give all of the details, it comes across as lying. She said, I didn't want to tell them I was sleeping with him because I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. It doesn't matter. You have to tell the truth so that they can properly categorize it as domestic violence. See, it's not considered domestic in that moment because you did not reveal or you failed to reveal the true nature of the relationship. She's working against herself. You got to tell the truth. Oh, Lord. Here we go. All right. I'm exhausted. Let's get into it.
What did you say in that message?
Hi, can you approve my pay with finance, please? I have to pay my insurances this month. Thank you. Please and thank you.
But the last time you saw Steph Diggs was when he was assaulting you, you said.
That wasn't the last time I saw Steph Diggs. I said,
So you should have said, yeah. At that point, now this is when I condone lying. Yes. Yes. That was the last time I saw him. Never want to see him again. Whew. Thank you, Lord. I'm out of there. But you too smart for your own good. And you said, that's not the last time I saw him.
Said here that I walked in his room after the assault before I was leaving to give him his birthday gift.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
And she thinks she cooked. Why did you say that? Yes, ma'am. And yes, that. And she leaned back and dropped the mic. No, it's a setup. They're setting you up. Lord have mercy. Let's go. This is him. This is him. I believe he did everything she said he did. But damn.
Oh, so you weren't going to tell me?
Man, oh man, oh man. Let's get into real quick the opening, what's happening today in real time. Give me 1 second. Child. They said it's already off to a great start today. I really hope, let me just say this. And typically I come in, I'll be ready to tear these trials up. I hope she sit down somewhere. I hope she gets herself some help. I really hope this lady gets herself into therapy. I do. Because you don't need no more relationships right now. Hold on. Where's the other one? There's one I had. Give me 1 second. I need to find it. Not this one. Here we go. He offered her 100,000.
3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Hold on.
3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
And now, I just told y'all, it's a criminal case. Is it? Is it? Her lawyer demanded $5.5 million 3 weeks ago in a criminal case. You should have been better off. That's why I keep saying you should have just went sexual assault. I knew what I was getting to. Oh, it's criminal. Is it? Don't tell me. Tell her. $5.5 million. You should have took the 100,000. 3 weeks ago, you just sent a demand letter for $5.5 million. I heard y'all loud. It's criminal, child. You already know what we're about to get to. I'm just warming you up. You know damn well this girl wants some money. They asked for 5.5. Okay. Her attorney, Silva, this goes to the motive by the defense money grab. Right. But she asked for it. You said this is the craziest ish I've ever seen.
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the
Your Honor,
only.
Maybe you be heard at sidebar, please. Yes, I moved this right.
Baby.
The last part of the witness's response will be stricken as non-responsive.
Lord have mercy.
Disregarded, and you will not consider it during your deliberations.
Y'all, this girl, I want you to get some help. And it could just be her facial expressions, but you're not going to live this down. I want you to get yourself in trauma-based therapy. You mentioned previous abuse in the past. I want you to be able to have appropriate coping strategies so that you never put yourself in this situation. Y'all, there are indicators that something is not right here. Even with you asking that lady, what is your name? What's your name? No. I want to address you by your name. Inappropriate behavior. On the stand and off.
3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the
Your Honor,
only.
Maybe you be heard at sidebar, please.
Yes, I moved this right. The last part of the witness's answer.
Lord have mercy.
The last part of the witness's response will be stricken as non-responsive. You will disregard it, and you will not consider it during your deliberations.
Child.
3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded
I don't know, y'all. What are your thoughts? We can leave it like this. And what are your thoughts? Are you hopeful that she's going to get justice? Or you think they're about to make a fool out of her? Do you feel like this is a worse move she could have made? Or do you feel like she's on track? Just give it time. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat. Let me see. Damn. You said she can't even answer a straight question. She's another Fannie Willis. Jade feels like she has no respect for the court. Nasty. Not talking under her breath under oath. I'm just saying, let me just say this. The defense is doing their job. Thank you, Sherry Brooks. We appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you. This isn't looking good. Let me ask y'all something, prosecutors. How much time, if you had to guess, would you say the prosecution put into prepping the witness? How much time do you feel like the state put into prepping her and making sure that she was polished, she understands, yes or no, Um, oh Lordy. That's what I'm on right now. Let me see if there's anything else that's worth mentioning that's happening today. This is what's happening today in real time, y'all. You're saying if they prepped her, they didn't do a good job, or she's being defiant. Alpha MC says, nah, I don't believe they put anything into her. Jew Walker says maybe 15 minutes, if that. It's a mess. But it's also the defense's job to rip her apart. Okay, here we go. Let me take a look at this one. We got another clip. Here we go. This is not good.
Oh,
I'm going to remind you you're under oath, and I'll ask you that question again. Did you or did you not sit with Shy Charles on December 13th, a few hours after you were fired from your job, and tell Shy that Steph Diggs was going to pay?
no.
How much you want to bet Shy is going to come in and testify that that's exactly what she said? He's going to pay. And then the 16th, she goes to Dedham PD. He's going to pay.
Did you tell Shy you were going to sue Stefon?
No.
That's the only thing she's offended by.
Oh,
I'm going to remind you you're under oath, and I'll ask you that question again. Did you or did you not sit with Shy Charles on December 13th?
Yeah. So when they start seeing things like, I want to remind you that you're under oath, that's not good. And that indicates to me that they have evidence to support that you did indeed have a conversation with Shy Charles. Shy may have recorded you. That's why they said, I want to remind you, you're under oath. Are you sure? Because in a minute, when we bring them folks up in here, we start playing this audio. Now, we got you on video dancing. Now, we done walked you into a chokehold and said, well, the last time you saw Stefon, child, is when he put his hands on you. No, it's not. It's when I gave him his birthday gift. Now. Okay.
What, if anything, happened near the end of November?
yeah. A Instagram DM message was sent to his child's mother's friend, and this message was stating that I was telling his personal business of women that he was sleeping with that worked with us, that worked with me, and yeah.
That's diabolical. You telling his personal business to mess up what he got when you knew what he had. You signed up. You knew what it was, but you telling on everybody except yourself. Yeah, girl, don't trust him. He's sleeping with ABCD, but never told that you was sleeping with him too.
And so,
As far as I can remember what that message said.
and
So,
how did this create friction within the people working for Mr. Diggs?
I was confronted by Mr. Diggs if I said these things. But it had already been Mr. Diggs had a ongoing sexual relationship with Lindsay Bolin, and this person, she didn't like me.
What, if anything, happened near the end of November?
Hold on, y'all. It's gonna get real good. This girl starts telling the
How would
business.
you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
I would say it's complicated. We had it started out as friends.
So we've seen that before. Let me get to the part where she says that the Cardi B's hair braider is sleeping with Stefon Diggs.
Then the chef also said that Stefon Diggs is sleeping with Cardi B's hair braider.
And who did you meet up in New York City?
I met up with Shy Charles.
And did you tell anyone here about what happened to you?
No, I didn't tell anyone there because they have their own interpersonal sexual relationship. So I would have never told her anything like that.
We're gonna put some respect on Shy Charles' names because not
Ma'am, you stay out of it now. You stay out of it. You just report it. Let's go.
not only does she do hair for Cardi B and her kids, but she also has done work for some big names like Beyonce and Tiana Taylor.
And
she is not one to be played with.
From what aspect?
And I'm gonna assume that, she's been working with Cardi B for some time, so they probably are friends now. The things
and see, that's how y'all get caught slipping. Because the chef was friends with Cardi. They was coordinating outfits and she was still sleeping with Stefon. So you stay out of this, Miss Lady. You just let us know. Girl, you can't say just because she does everybody's hair that she's not sleeping. She telling on everybody. That's what he get.
she is saying on this stand, it could very well be true, right? And she could very well know a lot of Stefon Diggs' dirt. You know what I'm saying? But also, I think she's pulling this out and pulling these things out to like get at him. Because every time she looks over and she smirks at him. And I'm not saying Stefon Diggs is innocent because men have done.
All right, let's go to the next one. Here we go. She didn't say the chef getting it. I believe it. They said nobody's safe around this man. That he likes to involve himself in places and spaces. He just cannot control himself. Let's take a look at the other one. And then we're going to move on. Hold on. Right here. Right here, I do believe. This is Shy Charles. Am I saying it right? She's saying not only is this girl braiding his hair, but she's sleeping with him. And she braids Cardi's children's hair. Why are y'all bringing y'all resources as women to these men? Let him find his own hair braider.
Shy and Tali for that week in New York City.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
You didn't say anything to them about.
I don't know Tali. I just met Tali on the night of December.
Hold on.
When you were with Shy and Tali for that week in New York City, you didn't say anything to them about.
I don't know Tali. I just met Tali on the night of December 2nd.
Okay.
Shy Charles has her own personal relationship with Stefon.
When you were with Shy and Tali for that week in New York City, you didn't say anything to them about.
I don't know Tali. I just met Tali on the night of.
She making sure she get it out. All the lady asked you, but she hurry up and got it in there. Shy has her own sexual relationship. This lady was scorned. She was very upset about the activities that he was carrying on with the other women in his circle. Cardi, you're going to have to clean house. You're going to have to clean house. You're going to have to clean house, Cardi B. I don't give a damn if Shy Charles slept with them or not. The fact that your name came up, you got to clean house, baby. Everybody got to go. You're going to have to start from scratch because you with him for the rest of your life because he's your child's father. Now let's see what Cardi B had to say about all of this because she did respond. She went live, and I would like to share that aspect of it. Hold on. And then we're going to go to day 2 of the trial. Give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and pull this Cardi B reaction or response. I think I have it. I do. Here we go. All right, let's go. So Cardi came live yesterday after hearing the testimony from the chef. At this point, if I were Cardi, I wouldn't trust nobody. Let me see what y'all are saying. Yeah, she's spilling that tea. You say she knows she's cooked. Gone. I mean, at this point, you ain't got nothing to lose. At this point, you're gonna have to say you may as well put it all out there. Don't go down by yourself now. Finisher, like they say. Give me 1 second.
You know, so guys, you know, Cardi buttons get pushed. Cardi buttons be getting really pushed, and I really hate it because I be trying to be nice. Like, you know, I have my publicists and people that be like, Cardi, you need to chill. Cardi, you need a this, you need a that. But it's like, I just hate the really weird, sick shit, bro. Like, I don't be liking how a lot of these blogs, they be trying to set me up. Like, it's like, I'm so tired of being like social media punching bag. I am really tired of it. Like, and like, you know, sometimes I feel like because I'm very... So guys, you know, Cardi buttons get pushed. Cardi buttons be getting really pushed, and I really hate it because
I'm gonna say this.
I be trying to be nice.
Hold
Like,
on.
you know, I have my publicists and people that be like, Cardi,
I'm gonna
you
say
need...
this. So first of all, Cardi's not innocent because you pursued a sexual relationship with the man while you were still married. Cardi got pregnant by Stefon Diggs about 2 to 3 months into the courtship. So let's not act like everybody here is some nun and pastor and pope. They all a hot ass mess. Everybody in this saga has created their own crazy. Because, sweetheart, you were still a married woman. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn how you justify it. They going through hard times. He cheated on her. Then you got to get a divorce. Especially if you got married in the church. Don't be getting married in these churches using the Bible to say your vows. And then out here acting like heathens. So you can't use the Bible to get married and then use the world and worldly tactics to do what you want to do and be outside. If you got married under that Bible, you got to operate under that Bible. So Cardi, you walked yourself into this. And I don't feel bad for nobody involved. They all toe up from the flow up morally. Morally. At this point, you need to fire everybody that's been around him. Everybody that's doing a service for him. You can't be around me like that. Well, it's his fault. I don't give a damn. You still can't work for me. I'm not going to put food in your pocket. Let's take a look at this.
Sure. And you stayed there until December 9th.
Yes.
You had your phone with you all week.
Yes.
You took messages. You sent text messages.
Yes.
We know that because that's when you started talking about your money, right?
I did what?
You testified.
I asked for my money. I didn't talk about money. I asked for him to have finance sign off to pay me.
My mistake.
Yes. Thank you.
We'll get to that money too. And you didn't think it was important to record your injuries or take photos.
No, I was in shock. This is someone that I love that put his hands on me. That was not my first instinct, was to go and take a photo.
Sure. And then December 3rd, you didn't take any pictures.
No.
in December
A
4th.
very complicated relationship. No, I did not take photos.
And you didn't take any videos.
No.
And you didn't go to the ER.
No.
You didn't go to a walk-in.
He already had to pay my medical bills. Why would I go get more medical?
Girl, I can't, y'all. At this point, I'm serious. I can't. The defiance, the arrogance of it all. Ma'am, are you lying? Now, I said I thought the man put his hands on you. Now I'm asking, did he really? Because the level of defiance that you're exhibiting on a stand about something that happened to you is uncalled for. These are real questions. Most people do document their bruises. And when they ask you why, you prioritize the relationship over your well-being. You say it's complicated. That's why I didn't do it. But we're in court. You call the police. No, you got to come with something.
Objection, Your Honor. Move to strike.
The answer would be stricken, non-responsive, jurors will disregard it and not consider it.
You didn't seek any medical attention, right?
Unpaid medical bills.
Your Honor.
At this point, I'm uncomfortable. Look, I can't help but to ask, did y'all have sex after that? Is that why you were dancing in that room? Things got heated. He got a little physical. Y'all ended up having sex. He walked out. You walked in there, handed him a gift. You dancing and laughing. What's the tea? What's the real tea? You keeping back something so that you don't look bad. And that's what if I didn't know any better, I would say the physical occurred. And now I'm going to put a question. And did you sleep with him after that? Because my spidey senses are kicking in as a woman. And you didn't call the police because y'all made up and had heavy sex, passionate sex. I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm asking. Because that's the only thing that will give you, and it's still crazy, right? That will get you somewhat okay, I get it. Y'all in there fighting and cussing and arguing and fighting, breaking up to make up. But you're withholding, you just don't make sense on the stand. And when it don't make sense, it's because either you're lying or you're withholding a tad bit of information that's not in favor to you. So I'm going to say, if I had to guess, it's just a guess. It's just an assumption. Y'all did something after that. And that's why nobody heard anything in the house. He went to his room. You sent the text about money shortly thereafter. And then you walked in the room and gave the man a gift because y'all had made up. But after that, he fired you and that pissed you off. Because shit, had I known you was going to fire me, because remember, it took her 2 weeks. That's what doesn't make sense, right? You're dancing after the alleged attack. You're giving out gifts after the alleged attack. So what's missing? Because this doesn't make sense. Probably the sexual makeup, right? Hold on. So you make up. You think you're on good accord. Watch this. 2 weeks later, and then you find out he's sleeping with Lindsay. So now you're pissed off. And you shoot the baby mama a text on a DM on Instagram. Hold on. He fires you. That's why it took you 2 weeks to go. Because you thought you was good. And you, yet again, made a stupid decision. Damn, I let him sleep with me. I gave this nigga a gift. And he out here playing in my face. Yeah, I'm finna ruin this bitch's life. And that's what the text said. This bitch is about to pay. Now we mad. Now we mad. Fuck that. I'm finna go to the police. And that's why you didn't tell them that you had a sexual relationship. Because being upfront would require that you tell them that y'all had sex after. So that's the part that she would have been ashamed about. Not the overall sexual relationship, but after the incident. Did you have what happened after that? We made up. Okay. So y'all made up, allegedly. And 2 weeks later, you're upset again. Because why? Because he fired me. Men will sleep with you all day. Men will sleep with you all day. You better ask them and say, tell me the truth. Have you ever slept with a woman before you broke up with her? You'll be surprised. Hell yeah. One for the road. I'm just telling you. Now, we knew she was mad about Lindsay because allegedly he's sleeping with Cardi B's braider. He's sleeping with Lindsay. You messing with me and Lindsay.
Mr. Diggs had a ongoing sexual relationship with Lindsay Bolin, and this person, she didn't like me, that fact that I was in the house.
So you mentioned Lindsay Bolin. Who's that person?
Lindsay Bolin, it works for Mr. Diggs.
How?
She telling this is a woman.
What did she do?
I can't quite.
This is a woman scorned. She taking down Lindsay, the braid. She messing up all y'all's shit. No wives, no girlfriends, no baby mama are going to allow y'all to be employed around a man. She's snitching. She is burning the house down.
Mr. Diggs had a ongoing sexual relationship with Lindsay Bolin, and this person, she didn't like me, that fact that I was in the house.
So you mentioned Lindsay Bolin. Who's that person?
Lindsay Bolin, it works for Mr. Diggs.
How? What did she do?
I can't quite answer it. I just know he provides housing.
She's someone
I don't know. Yeah, she works for him.
And so you and Lindsay get into any sort of argument, you mean, or?
We didn't get in. We got in an argument after Mr. Diggs confronted me. She sent me a message first, per his instruction. Mr. Diggs had a ongoing sexual relationship with Lindsay Bolin.
Baby, it got messy up in that house. Stefon had a lot going on. So this is day 2 of the trial. They say she's already on the BS. Here we go.
Especially in the way it was written,
yes.
Right? And you were talking about the statement that you made to the Dedham police, right?
It was a voicemail, and I didn't listen. I read the transcript, so I didn't know her voice.
When you told Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026.
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry.
I haven't finished my question.
Lord have mercy.
When you told Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026, in a written text message, I didn't say that. You were referring to the statements that were reported in the press that you gave to the Dedham Police Department, correct?
This is a lot. Y'all, it is bad. They say it's bad right now in the courthouse that the judge had to take her aside and say, if you don't stay on track, your testimony will be stricken from the record. Here we go.
Responsible for answering questions that are put to you. If you don't understand a question, you can say that. And I'm sure counsel will rephrase. If you can't hear a question, tell them that as well. But courtrooms function and especially trials, unfold in a question and answer format. This is not an opportunity for you to interject your own narrative and evade responding to questions the court deems appropriate. And if you continue to do so, your entire testimony may be stricken. Am I clear?
Yes.
When you
This is so sad.
told Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026.
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. So
I
don't
haven't
wanna
finished my
answer it.
question. When you told Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026, in a written text message, I didn't say that, you were referring to the statements that were reported in the press that you gave to the Dedham Police Department, correct?
I don't understand your question.
Did you or did you not write those words?
I don't understand your question. Without further explaining.
You can't testify under oath to this jury what you meant by the words you wrote to Steph's girlfriend on January 1st, 2026?
I'm sorry, I don't understand your question without further explaining.
You also asked,
Responsible for answering.
Let me tell you, prosecutors, I would really call a timeout or whatever y'all call. It's a shit show. Listen, I understand the need for justice, but at this point, as a prosecutor, I would call for a, what is it called? Help me out. A recess. Hold on, I'm trying to listen. Hold on. Queen Sheba say, come here. Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you outside for a second? Listen, girl. Girl. We're not going to do this. Okay. We're going to have to, how do you feel about dropping the case? No, I'm serious. For your well-being. Because you got to live after this. This is me. This is me. You got to live after this. And as much as I want to support you and I want justice for you, we got to go back to the drawing board. How do you feel about putting everything on hold? This is crazy. Pull the plug right now. Pull the plug right now. Let this shit go. You should have took the 100K. If there's anything else on the table, tell your homegirl, your homeboy, your civil lawyer, go ahead and text Stefon and say, I'm going to take whatever you want to give me. I'm going to take it, tithe and offering. Whatever you want to tithe to can you help me get a 1-bedroom? You say, I don't think she has a care in the world. It is crazy. It's beneath me. Is it pretty privilege? Look, Rakeem say it's too late. No, I'm serious. Is it pretty privilege? Did you think you was going to come in there and just be able to sit there and say what you want to say and due process not happen? This is a shit show. This is embarrassing. You're not going to be able to recover from this. And neither will he, right? But it's going to be a little bit more tough on you. Y'all say, she all right. Y'all are saying, Queen Sheba, stop. This girl don't give a damn. That's what they do. Oh, well, let me mind my damn business. Y'all say she crazy. Oh, I get it now. Okay, I'm trying to save face. Y'all say, Queen Sheba, that ain't what this is about. This girl is going to drag him. You said he may countersue for malicious prosecution. All her testimony seems just to like gossip. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. She can work at HEB. Y'all talking about ain't nobody gonna hire her. You know when you go to those grocery stores and they have those chefs that are doing cooking, she can start off there. Oh, I see. So I'm missing it. Okay, help Auntie out. Y'all say, Auntie, she want to expose him. You don't understand the games that we play. Lord have mercy. So here we go.
The assault the Commonwealth just described in their opening statement in only a few sentences. It never happened. did not happen. There was no strangulation. There was no assault. There was no incident on December 2nd or any other day. There were 6 people in Mr. Diggs's home on December 2nd, and not one heard or saw anything out of the ordinary. The Commonwealth has no physical evidence. There are no medical records. There are no photos or videos showing any injuries. There are videos showing no injuries at all. Pay attention to where those came from. On December 16th, as the Commonwealth just said, Ms. Adams went to the police, and you will learn that after that, on the very day the complaint issued in this case, December 29th, demands for money from Mr. Diggs began coming from Ms. Adams' agents. Starting the end of December on the 29th with over $19,000, and then most recent being a sum for quite a bit more. My name, again, is Andrew Kettlewell, and with my partner, Ms. Silva, we represent Stefon Diggs, who I'm actually going to ask to stand up for a moment. Mr. Diggs is a 33-year-old professional football player and businessman. He played for the New England Patriots last year. He's from Maryland. He's joined here with his mother.
Damn.
That morning, Miss Adams was not happy. Instead, she was quietly seething about being left off that trip to Miami. That Mr. Diggs had a birthday party. He had just turned 33, and that there was a week's worth of fun. And Miss Adams initially was expected to be on the trip, but she had been left off. And she'd been left off because she'd spent the previous several days feuding with that business partner from the furniture line who was in Miami. Why was Miss Adams so frustrated that morning? Why was she so upset about Mr. Diggs taking Miss Lindsay's side in a feud over hers? It's because Miss Adams wasn't just a chef. She had known Mr. Diggs for years previous to ever working for him. They had been friends, and at times they'd been friends with benefits. That relationship had led to Miss Adams getting the job to cook for Mr. Diggs. She got to live in the house. She went to games. She sat with the owners of an NFL team, went to parties. She was paid $2,000 a week in reimbursement for what she claimed she spent on groceries. And she had plenty of opportunity to talk to Mr. Diggs about trying to get him to invest in her to open her dream restaurant. As that season wore on, her place in Mr. Diggs' circle began to slip. And things came to a head in late November when that issue that I just mentioned, the feud between her and this assault, the Commonwealth just described in their opening statement in only a few sentences. It never happened.
This is, y'all, there may be a mistrial. They said because then when they went to recess and the judge came back, and the judge came back and corrected her, is because when they asked her, did you ask for money? And she said, he offered me $100K. It could be grounds for mistrial because she keeps going off record. She keeps trying to get in there and veer away from what's being asked of her. I don't know. I say pull the plug on the whole thing. He's going to get off. This is a nightmare. This is horrible.
Sir, if you please stand and face the jurors. Sir, you are placed at bar for the trial, charged with 1 count of strangulation or suffocation, in that it is alleged that on December 2nd, 2025, you did strangle or suffocate, as defined in General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 15D-A, Mila Adams, in violation of General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 15D-B, in 1 count of assault and battery, and that it is alleged that on December 2nd, 2025, that you did assault and beat Mila Adams in violation of General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 13AA. And these good jurors whom I shall call are to pass between the Commonwealth and you upon your trial. If you should object to any of the jurors, you will do so after their names are called and before they are sworn. You have the right to challenge 2 of the jurors without giving any reason for doing so, and as many more of the jurors as you shall have good cause to challenge. You may be seated, sir. Sir, if you please stand and face the jurors. Sir, you were placed at bar for the trial.
They need to go ahead and pull the plug. This is a very serious situation. You know, people are getting unalived all the day. When you hear strangulation, suffocation, all of that, that is nothing to play with. And this girl's on this stand playing. This girl's on this stand playing. This is very serious. If you're not going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, you need to come on off. You need to come on off. Because you are wasting taxpayers' time. You're wasting the efforts of the courts. It's a lot of victims out there that are in fear for their life, that ain't asking for no money, that ain't asking for no trips. They don't give a damn. They're waiting for their day in court. If you listen to the charges, this is extremely serious. Stop playing with the courts when you mad and on bad day because you didn't get what you want.
Trial charged with one count of strangulation or suffocation, in that it is alleged that on December 2nd, 2025, you did strangle or suffocate, as defined in General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 15D-A, Mila Adams, in violation of General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 15D-B, in one count of assault and battery, and that it is alleged that on December 2nd,
This is very serious. And at no point should any woman or any man play with the system when it comes to your safety, because a lot of Black women, y'all say, when we go missing, when we're abused and we're hurt, we get no coverage. You have the coverage. And if it really happened to you, why are you up there in that courthouse acting a damn plump fool? Why are you being irresponsible with your day in court? Why are you acting out to the point that the judge had to call a recess to reprimand you? This is inexcusable behavior. Forget the charges. Girl, we need you to get up to speed and play ball if what you say is true. Thank you to Foxy for the 5-piece. You said, I think Cardi B got pregnant on purpose to spite Offset, which was dumb. She may have. Last but not least, let me see if there's anything else worth noting here. Let's see. This is our last one, and we're done. Give me 1 second. This is the last one. This is a very serious court case. And like I said, I think something happened, but did it happen to the degree that she wants us to believe it happened? If it did, she's not doing a good job of articulating that in court. If it did, right? Only she knows, and only he knows. She didn't articulate that to the full extent that she needed to the police. She's not articulating that to the full extent in the courtroom. They have her on record saying, I'm about to ruin this bitch's life. He gonna pay me. Y'all got my nerves bad. Because we should take this serious. We should listen to women, but you're going to make it hard when you get up in here and you play. Let's take a listen to this.
The final portion of that answer will be stricken and you will disregard it. Ms. Adams, if you could just listen to the question, answer the question, and if you need it rephrased, counsel will certainly rephrase it for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. 3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the
Your Honor,
only.
Maybe we heard this.
All right, now you need a mistrial. That's a mistrial.
Y'all, that might be a mistrial. And this is from attorney Melanie Lewis. The judge just told you to answer the questions. The judge just said, listen, Lord have mercy. I got to go. I can't do this, child. I'm going to have to go cleanse myself. I'm going to have to go for a walk. I'm going to have to go for a walk. She done got my damn nerves bad. Lord have mercy. I guess I'll be tuned in to day 2. Let me get out of here. The lady got my nerves bad. Because there's so many women that go unheard. And you have an opportunity. And the only reason why you have an opportunity is because of who he is. It's your job to articulate everything that happened to you, even the things that are uncomfortable, even the things that you are ashamed of. It's okay if you come in and tell the truth and you have nothing to hide. But you are not helping your case at all. You say she may be trying for that dismissal. Now they're interviewing his workers. I mean, his workers are his workers, right? They're going to get in there and play ball for him. But even if, oh, it makes it hard to believe. It's not credible. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I think the prosecution probably should have spent a little bit more time with her. They should have took her personality into consideration. Um, she's coming across as extremely defiant and uncooperative. That's all I got today. Child, I didn't know she was going to give me. It ain't even my damn case. But listen, if you would like to see me in the courtroom in Los Angeles in a couple of weeks, send a cash app to support the coverage at the D4VD trial in Los Angeles in person in that courtroom, breaking you up live close. And you know how we do it, the same way we did the Diddy trial. So, yes, yes, yes. I promise I'll make it worth your while. Just like today. But imagine being there, reporting live every day exactly what's going on, because the preliminary trial is where we get to hear all of the evidence before the public does. So that's what we're trying to do. Stay on top of these things, let you know unfiltered, unbiased, what's happening, being fair from all sides. That's it. That's all. Even when we got to go against, in this situation, the woman, as much as I want to get in there and advocate for her, you got to help me help you. That's it. That's all. With that being said, thank you, everybody. We shall see you soon.